All I know is we got games to bet, we got money to make, but the Eagles better fucking win. Let's go.
We don't.
Welcome everybody back to another episode of Money Pot Podcast, where you get your best bets all free all the time every weekend. We're doing today NFL Week 18. I am your host. I'm Moss Money. That's my guy, B Diddy. They call him Diddy. What's up, boy?
What's up, brother?
I'm
Happy
good,
Friday,
man.
man.
I'm good.
JIF.
Happy Friday, man. Last regular season week, NFL week. And there's some games to still be played. There's some scenarios to still be straightened out. I think probably earlier today, as everybody knows, the whole DeMar Hamlin situation. Right now, the Bills in Cincinnati do have their playoff scenarios. So once we get to all those games, we'll run through those scenarios. But from what I know so far, what they signed off on was if the Chiefs, the Bills, or the Bengals get to the AFC Championship, there will be a neutral field AFC Championship. If the Cincinnati Bengals and the Ravens play in the wild card, that home field would be made by a coin flip, which is kind of unfair to Cincinnati in a way. So, but it is what it is. They signed off on it. Obviously, a unreal scenario had to have unreal expectations and scenarios of the outcome. So we're going to switch it up today, bro. We're going to go with Caesars Sportsbook today. And we do, you know, the flow, you know how we go. We're going to go game by game, give you guys our best picks and plays for that game. I usually use FanDuel, but I saw some nice lines on Caesars. So I thought a nice little switch up to something different, something new, to give us some plays today. All right, let's start it off. We have two games on Saturday. First game, we got Kansas City Chiefs and the Las Vegas Raiders. Chiefs favored by 9. Total is 52.5. So the Chiefs can wrap up pretty much. They already have it wrapped up, but with the win, they're unsure and they will wrap up the number one seed. If they lose, it would be so complicated after that. Like I was reading something, yo, and I was listening to something about how there's never going to be a game that's been so fixed than this Chiefs game. Because if the Chiefs lose, it will cause the biggest headache for the NFL to figure out who's going to get the number one seed. So, and
That's
they don't
perfect,
want to
all
do
right?
that. Yeah, it is. It would be perfect. So, Chiefs favored by 9. It is a lot of points. Was it Jeff Statham
Yep.
led the Raiders last week. Looked somewhat good. I guess there's a little bit of film on him, so you can game plan for it. 9 is a lot of points. It's just a no bet for me. I probably would lean a little bit Raiders here, but just because the Chiefs' defense has been kind of suspect, bro. Like, I
hmm
don't know, but you know what I mean. They gave up 24 they gave up 24 to Tennessee. I mean not Tennessee, the Texans. They gave up 28 to the Broncos. They gave up another 24 to the Broncos last game. So yeah, I'm not so sure about those guys, but playing at in Las Vegas is tough. Last time they played them, they only beat them by a point. So I expect this game to be tight again.
Yeah, man, I agree. I think 9 points is a lot of points. Jarrett Stidham did a really good job last week. He was able to move the ball down the field, hit his targets. I know Devontae Adams went off, Waller went off. They look
Kelsey
like
went
a
off. Kelsey had 4 touchdowns that game.
no. I'm talking about the Raiders last week.
Oh, last game. Okay, my bad. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
with Jarrett Stidham at quarterback, he was able
Hmm.
to kind of move the ball, and he looked really good back there doing that. And I actually forgot that he was on a path to being the
The
starting quarterback
Patriots.
for the Patriots. So this
Yep.
guy ain't no slouch. I do believe there's too many points in this game. Although this is a must win, winning you're in and set the tempo for the first seed in the AFC for the Kansas City Chiefs. But they're not really great at covering spreads. Um, so I would probably lean, like you said, the the Oakland Raiders. I'm sorry, the Las Vegas Raiders. I
Yep.
would look at some props here, some player props. I did like and circled Jared Stidham's passing yards over
Yeah, I
235.
like
I
that.
believe
Yep.
that that's something
Yep.
he's going to have to do to stay competitive in this game, and I can see that he can do that. Um, secondary, Kansas City Chiefs against the pass is ranked 18th, and they're giving up, averaging, I think it's about 233 yards per game. So I think they're going to be able to air it out for Oakland, and they have the weapons that are going to be able to do it. So
Yeah, I agree with everything you said. I think player props are the way to go here. Let's pull it up just a little real quick here. Um, Give me some time. I haven't even done uh, Caesars yet, but it should be kind of the same here. Total passing yards. Yeah, I do like that 237. Um, what's is the other thing that you guys got to know, because I'm thinking about it now, is people who have milestones, people who are looking to
and bonus checks, baby.
bonus checks, exactly. So I was looking for, they don't have Jacobs on here. They don't have nothing for Jacobs on here. I know he's leading the league in rushing, but I don't think anybody's close. But I don't know how many touchdowns he has or anything like that. So, and they don't even
Yeah,
have him up on this one either.
well,
So,
because I think he's been on the injury report all week, so
oh,
he
he
was
might not
limited.
even
Yeah,
play.
he was limited Tuesday
Mm,
with the hip and oblique injuries, and took a
yeah,
personal day
yeah,
on Wednesday. Um, and Devontae Adams was sick and limited on Tuesday before returning on Wednesday. So, um, hopefully this is not a pack it in and ready to go home game for the Raiders, and they want to play a little bit of spoiler. I think that's what their motivation will be. And then, Jared Stidham is looking to see if he can make a team or stay on a team. Ultimately, as you know, this is a big opportunity for him to continue to play at this level.
yeah, yeah. I completely agree. Completely agree. All right, next game. So let me go back here. I'll just hit the back button. All right, now this is a big game, right? This is the big game of the week, and it sets up everything from the AFC standpoint. We have the Tennessee Titans uh, traveling to Jacksonville. Jacksonville is favorite -6.5. Total is 40. They are going with, I believe, Dobbs as a starting quarterback for the Tennessee Titans. I'm not sure if Malik is hurt or not, but I know Joshua Dobbs is going to get the start. Didn't have too bad a game against Dallas. They were in it for a little bit and they just couldn't finish. I mean, Henry didn't even play that game. But this is a kind of almost a win and get in scenario. AFC South is on the line here for the winner. There are different scenarios if a team loses that other team can get the wild card, but obviously they're going to need a lot of help to do that. It's hard for me to fade Tennessee here, man. I really want to fade Tennessee here and go with Jacksonville because that Tennessee offense is just terrible, man. This is just putrid. But they're so well coached. Defense is coming around just a little bit, getting a little bit healthy. They've lost 6 in a row. I wouldn't surprise me if I see a Tennessee win here. It really wouldn't.
Hmm.
I feel like everybody's on Jacksonville. A lot of Jacksonville AFC South tickets here too as well. Future bets riding on this as well. A lot of Tennessee ones probably too. So there's a lot of money riding on everything to close out a lot of tickets and things in this game. But I'm actually I would lean Tennessee, and I think I might even take Tennessee and tease them up to plus 16 and a half in a 10-point teaser.
Yeah. Okay. I can see that. I can see this game is why it's a
This,
primetime game.
this game's
Is
going to be closer than what, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and I agree with you. I think you got two teams that are fighting for something here. Unfortunately, one team is down a starting quarterback, and picked up one off the street, and Joshua Dobbs, who looked really good against the Cowboys defense. He was able to move the ball down the field, put some points up for Tennessee. Unfortunately, Malik Willis is not able to do that as a starting quarterback as of right now in his young career, to be able to move the ball and put points up besides using his legs, which he was pretty much is probably the biggest positive, that he was able to be really mobile and get a first downs with his legs. But besides that, he was not able to put no points up. And I think Joshua Dobbs showed that he could do that. So for me, I agree with you. I think it'll be a close game. 6 points is a lot. 6.5 is a lot.
Hmm.
But then you're looking at two teams that were going in the opposite way. Tennessee's on what 6 game losing streak. Um,
Yeah, and Lawrence is playing really really
and
well right
Lawrence
now.
is right. You're looking at
Yeah,
a team that's 5-6 over the past 6 games, and going on a 4 game win streak. At the same time, you're looking at a team also, that Tennessee is good against the run, the number 2 against the run. So Travis Etienne will probably have a little trouble getting going. Could that slow down Trevor Lawrence? I don't know. I'm not sure they can do that. And I
I'm
believe
looking at Jacksonville laying an egg here. Is what I'm looking at. I think this is a
I just
letdown
can't see
spot.
that because Tennessee's ranked dead last against the pass.
Yeah, that
Dead
is true.
last. I mean, you got a hot Trevor Lawrence. You
There
got
you
going against the
go.
worst deep passing defense in the NFL. I just don't see them winning the game for me, but I can see why you want to tease up. I think I'm going to be the other way around. I think I'm going to tease down just in case Jacksonville gets loose like they got loose last week.
Yeah. Well, I think a big reason why they went off, right, is because Ingram went off. He had a career game, right? What he had like 10 catches, 150 yards, and 2 touchdowns that game. Yeah, yeah. Here, 11 catches, 162 yards, and 2 touches. He doesn't do that again. They know, you know what I mean? Like that's coming. Like Henry's getting the ball 28 times this game. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like Henry is getting the ball 28 times without a doubt. They rested him last week. There's it's going to be tough to stop that train. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
And I just love Mike Vrabel as a coach. I really do. I think he's a great coach. So I think he finds a way to keep this game close.
Jacksonville bust their ass first visit. They was healthy,
Yeah.
right? Am I right or
Hmm.
wrong? Yeah, Ryan
Yeah.
Tannehill
Yeah. They
played.
bust their ass. Yeah. They did.
Derrick Henry did what you said he was going to do: 17 rushes, 121, and a touchdown, and they still wasn't able to stop Trevor Lawrence, 30 for 42, 368 yards, 3 touchdowns. Uh, I can see that happening again. That's why I
Mm.
would say for me, I think I'm going to tease them down, take Jacksonville Jaguars,
Yeah, I'm not mad at it.
especially at home, great weather.
Yeah. 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 I don't know what the weather's
Dougie
gonna be
P,
like.
Dougie P. You
Yeah.
know,
No, I
man,
can't hate on. It ain't like Doug is a slouch. Doug is a great
no,
coach as
but he will
well.
be ready to go.
Yeah, he will be ready to go for sure. For sure.
This is
I
a
like it.
big, big staple game
Let
for
me see.
Trevor Lawrence's career. Year what, 2, 3
Yeah. Let me see. Do they have rushing attempts here? See, I like this right here. This 22 and a half. I think that's low
for
for Henry
22.5 rushing.
attempts.
Well, we only had 21 last time.
Yeah. And they were down and they were losing. And like they were down too in that
Right.
game. You know what I mean? Like this 92 and a half. Oh, he's getting 100. He's getting a buck. He's just getting a buck just by volume. He's getting a buck for sure. This is to me. This says Derrick Henry written all over this game.
Mhm.
He's going to score. He's going to get 100 yards. Like I even like him his first time score. You know what I mean? He's liable. He can break. You know what I mean? Third play of the game, he breaks it.
Yeah, I
You
mean, if you
know.
like all that, you should throw that in a parlay. Score touchdown over 21 and over 90 plus yards. That should be nice.
Yeah. Let's see. So the one thing about Caesars that's a little bit different than
They
the
don't allow
other
you to do that.
ones. Yeah, they don't allow you to do the
No props ones
parlays like
there.
the other ones.
Okay.
Yeah. So let me see. Well, there it is. It's two. Let me see. The attempts might not be. You might can only do the yards and the Ah, no, there it is. 2 to 1 for all that to happen.
There you go. You sound real confident. Get that money then.
Don't worry about it, brother. We there. I'm gonna get that money for sure. You already know that. All right, next game.
I put something in his head. I
Right, you
put
see me.
something in his head. He
You see me
overthinks.
just stop. I just stopped clean.
He's like, oh, yeah, let's go
Like, yeah,
ahead.
don't worry.
Yeah.
I got it. I got it. I'm gonna play. All right, let's go to the next game. Yeah, no, I do like this play though. I would probably, if I was going to do it, I would probably do it this way. I would go Derrick Henry to score and then his over attempts. Two to
Mhm.
one. I like that. I
There
don't know
was a
why I
prop
didn't
I did
think.
like. It was ETN's under. rushing yards. I think is at 66. I really like that. I mean, you gotta the stats is in the is in the pie, right? Like they're number
Hmm.
2 against the run, and you see them shutting multiple teams down with good running games. I know Travis has been balling all year, but
Hmm.
I don't see 66 yards rushing in this game for him. But I do see this being an air raid of offense for Trevor Lawrence. So, possibly you can look at Trevor Lawrence's passing touchdowns over 1.5, his over passing yards. I see this being a big game for Trevor, and maybe even Trevor's rushing yards if it's low enough.
I think Trevor's rushing yard. I like Trevor's rushing yards because he has been getting loose a little bit here.
Mhm.
Um,
If
yeah,
it's at like 22 or something like that, I'll go get it.
15,
Whew, go get it. Go get
15.
it.
Go get that.
I mean, I would.
I mean, you go. I mean, you going. I mean,
Hold up.
you already know.
Let me just read real quick. I'll read something with his toe. You got a bad toe. Hold up.
Hold up. It
He's saying something about his toe.
got me in the pinky toe.
Yeah, I'm gonna shit. No, don't do that. Don't worry about that. If he gets it, God bless him. But I see some toe injury, so he may want to probably stay in the pocket.
That's why he been chucking the ball all crazy because they got him in his pinky toe. All right, next game we got the Sunday slates coming up. Minnesota Vikings and Chicago Bears. So Minnesota can still get the number one seed in a couple scenarios. Obviously, no, I don't think Dallas has to lose. The Eagles have to lose. And I think San Fran has to lose for the Vikings to get it. So I believe they'll obviously be playing their players. I think the only milestone caveat here I saw there's a prop bet for Jefferson to get 2,000 receiving yards plus 400. I saw somewhere.
Mhm.
Um, I don't know if he does that. I don't even know where he's at. You know where he's at?
I can check it out.
He's got to be like 200 away. That's what I'm thinking. Yeah, see if you
Let's
can
take a
find that
look.
for me.
1771,
1771. Yeah, so
230,
230.
20, yeah, 230 gets him over.
Ooh, that's possible too. That's
230.
possible too.
Mm.
I mean, what are you? It's Chicago,
I
which is,
mean,
but it's in Chicago. That's the problem.
and are you really trying to do that? I mean, your goal is to extend your hopes to win
Yeah.
a championship. I don't know if I'm risking that, especially when the game's in control. If the game's competitive, right, then we can see that happening. If
Uh huh.
Minnesota should handle business like we think they should, then maybe he don't get there. But
So I do like I do like them to force feed him though. Oh, they don't got the props up for him yet. Let me see
I
if they do
wouldn't
prop
force feed him
bets.
unless I have to. I
He
can't
he
risk
gets
my
he
best
gets seven or
player.
eight catches. He gets 7 or 8 catches for sure, without a doubt. He gets 7 or 8 catches easy in this game, in my opinion, for sure. Um, line's a little low for me. I don't know if that means they're going to pour their starters. Um, but I would lean Minnesota. I would probably tease them down just to win. I like the under as well because I don't think Fields is playing in this game, right?
Well, the line bumped up from +1 to +5.5. So I'm assuming Fields won't be playing.
Yeah, Fields won't be playing. So who's the backup? Do we know? Let me
Fields has a
find
hurt
it.
injury. He's a hurt hip. He's out for week 18. So the backup will be,
Nate Peterman.
and he's trash, bro.
He's fucking trash.
I don't think Jefferson gonna get his full 100 because it
He
ain't gonna
is
be no game.
trash.
We got one of the worst receiving core in the NFL. They got some of the worst offensive linemen as far as blocking for the pass. And then now you got a statue back there, Nate Peterman. Uh, this can get ugly quick.
Yeah, here it is right here. I'm looking at a report right now. Head coach Kevin O'Connell said Friday that Jefferson and other key starters on offense and defense may not play the entire game. So once I start hearing stuff like that, I'm off the game. Um, the scenario is they can finish no worse than a third seed in the NFC playoffs. They need a win over the Bills, and plus, like I said, the Niners lost to get to the second seed. So with that more likely not happening, it seems like this would be, if anything, a first quarter, first half bet. But I would watch this game just to be sure. Yeah, right. So the game is -6, but the first half is 5.5. So that tells you right there. But Nate Peterman is trash. So what do we got first quarter? I like Vikings first quarter. I like Vikings to win the first quarter. That smells like a 3-0 game, maybe even 7-0 type.
Yeah, I'll probably just lay
But
off.
careful about this game.
Yeah,
Yeah, careful about
kind
this
of going
game.
with your first read.
Yeah.
I think we already missed the line for going under here. It dropped 5 points too. So,
Hmm.
maybe you want to look at first half under here. Maybe Chicago's team total under. They're just not dynamic enough to score the football when they have Justin Fields on the field.
Yeah. Yeah. That makes sense. That makes sense. All right, we got the Baltimore Ravens and the Cincinnati Bengals. Bengals are favorite -9. Total is 39.5. Really tough game to judge, man. I mean, both teams are in the playoffs. Cincy's pretty much has what is that, the AFC East
Hmm.
locked up at this point. Baltimore's seeding could get better. I think the best they can get is the fifth seed. Obviously, since he can't get to the one seed, so I just can't back Baltimore's offense in this game. With Cincinnati more likely not playing their guys and resting their starters. So it's kind of going to be a layoff game. I would tend to look at the under here more than likely just because Baltimore really can't score. This sounds like a 17-13 game with nothing but backups in. Um, yeah, this is a no play for me.
Yeah. I mean, Joe's playing, right? Everybody's playing for Cincinnati. I don't think they're going to have 2 weeks off before the playoffs. Obviously, with the tragic injury last week
Yep.
in the Bills game, they really didn't play much but a half a quarter. I would look to tease this down. This would be Cincinnati in my teaser here, one of my three-team teasers.
Mm,
Just because I feel like they're going to be home. There's going to be a lot of um, fans there, rivalry game. You know, the last time they was in there, it was a big moment. I think they want to kind of go in there, start early, win a game here for Cincinnati, and get them back on track because this was a hot team, right? So
hmm.
you have something that happened like last week that can kind of stall your progress because it's
Yeah.
something that
No.
never ever happened
Absolutely.
before. So I think if I was a Cincinnati Bengals coaching staff, I'm going to get these guys back in rhythm. And I think this is a get right game for them just to go into the playoffs. So I see them that they're going to be pulled and may not be pulled until the third quarter. I like Cincinnati here. I'll tease them down and get them to a pick.
Yeah. If I teased anything, I would tease that total up to 49.5. I think, like I said, I think it's gonna be
Go
a low
down.
scoring game. So I think I would tease that up as the second leg of my teaser with the Tennessee Titans. So give me, let's see, we could do a teaser in this thing, can't we?
Never been on Caesars. This is my first time doing
Yeah, you just can't do teaser. Let's see, parlay, I see straight bets. I don't see anything about doing a teaser, so you got to do it yourself. That's why
that. That's whack.
it's whack, dog. Like I just want to push a button, just like where it say teaser. You know what I mean? Like, what we doing here?
Maybe you
Like
ain't
if I,
fine. Maybe you ain't looking at it right.
okay. Let here we go. So this round robin though popped up on the three, but nothing on the full. Nothing on the two. I mean, can't do a quick two-team teaser. Uh, and
We'll
this is
figure it out
all,
next time. We'll make sure we look at it next time.
yeah. All right, and this is all over too. Too. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's why, because it should be under. All right, but yeah, I would be looking at. I would tease this up, like I said, the under up, and take the
Go under.
under 49.5. Yep.
I like
All
that
right.
play.
So far, that's two legs in my teaser here. Next game, New York Jets and the Miami Dolphins. Thompson gets to start over Teddy Bridgewater, two glove Teddy. Um, a lot of interesting things about this game because if the Jets win, I think it keeps some other things alive if the Chiefs lose for the number one seed. Both of these people can still get into the playoffs. But if the Jets win, it helps other AFC teams. It's like say the loser of the Tennessee and Jacksonville game. It helps the loser still stay alive in the playoffs if the Jets win. So multiple scenarios if the Jets win. Um, Jets still alive, in the playoff hunt is too, and they need help as well. Talk to me about this game, man. I don't even know how to read this game. Two kind of bad quarterbacks, but everybody's got to play for this game because it means something. I don't know what Shaq Thompson. I don't even know that's his first name or not. I don't know if Thompson is any good. I mean, he came in. He's got a full week of practice. Skylar Thompson. I'm sorry. Um, like he came in against New England, threw a pick. Had a touchdown. But against this Jets defense, man, I'm surprised Miami's favored here. Um, and look at the total. Total's at 37 with all that offense on Miami. This looks like a Jets type game to me.
Yeah, I mean it's +3, right? I agree with you. Down the line open at +4 for the Jets is now down to +3. I think it's I think I would lean Jets here. This is the only thing is Joe
Oh
Flacco. Joe
wow,
Flacco is a quarterback.
yeah, Flacco's playing. Wow.
Yeah, so Joe Flacco will be a quarterback, and I think last year when he was there, he did a couple good things. I just haven't seen him this year. Um, so Joe Flacco will be at quarterback against um,
Mm.
Thompson, but I do know that when the Jets saw Thompson earlier this year, I think week 5, they bust their ass. I could be
Mm-hmm.
wrong, but I believe I'm right. I think it was a blowout
Mm.
in week 5. Let me just go back to their last game.
Let me see if they have any player props because I would like uh, Joe over his passing yards.
Okay. I mean, if you like Joe to do that, then you should like the Jets in the game. I mean, I
I
think
didn't
plus
even
three is
know
good.
Joe was playing, but I didn't even look that far deep. I didn't even hear that part. But yeah, I do like Joe. Yeah, no, the other book doesn't have any of the player props either. That's interesting, especially with some of these players have been already said to play.
Yeah, they beat Miami 40-17 with Skylar Thompson at the quarterback.
Yeah,
Um, he went 19 for 33. I think I remember that game. He was struggling to get some yards. There's a lot of checkdowns for him. I do like the Jets here. I like the Jets. Give me the
I do
plus
like
side of that.
I do like the Jets, but now that I know Flacco's playing, I'm off this game.
Yeah, I'm
I'm
I'm still
not
good with Joe.
I'm not back.
Joe
I'm
shouldn't
not
probably
back.
make too many
I'm
mistakes.
not backing 55-year-old ass Joe Flacco.
Okay.
Smitty, what's up, boy? Appreciate you chiming in, man, on the late night, getting these plays in.
Thank you, Smitty, for sure.
Next game, we got Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Atlanta Falcons. I'm sorry, Atlanta's favorite -4. Total is 40. Obviously, Tampa won their division, so they're good. Nothing's going to change for them. They're going to probably obviously rest their guys, get ready for the playoffs. Yo, is Tampa a scary team in the playoffs right now?
No,
No. Okay. Like
not
no
for, I,
fear,
no,
no fear of time in the
no,
playoffs.
no. I mean, just not
No.
this team. I just don't. No, it's just better teams,
Okay.
and there's going to be better competition in the
Yeah.
playoffs. I don't see it.
Okay.
I don't see it.
Yeah. Just asking. Just asking.
Yeah,
I wasn't sure.
I'm not a
I
believer.
wasn't sure because I'm gonna tell you what. If they play Dallas If Dallas has to travel to Tampa, which is more the likely scenario that will happen, what you think that line is?
If they probably Dallas minus
-2?
2, 3. Yeah.
You don't like Tom there as a home dog?
No.
Woohoo!
why? Why would I?
Yo, you already know how I feel about Tom,
Yeah.
dog.
Hey, listen.
You
Help
already
us out and
know.
knock out the Cowboys if you want to. I mean, they just don't have a run game to support, and their defense has been leaky at times.
Hmm.
I know their defense is supposed to be elite, but they've been leaky all year long. So
Yeah,
they can't have those mishaps in the playoffs. You know, so
I feel you.
they're just not
Okay.
explosive enough for me to back.
Not explosive
And
enough.
no,
Evans
no,
just went off for two something. Two and
come
a,
on now.
two
And we said,
buckets.
and what did we say
Two
last week?
buckets.
Look at the archives for the folks that watches. We said the same thing. We said this game's gonna be tight early, and then we can see. I said be careful with the total because then
Yeah.
Tom Brady's going to start forcing some throws down the field, and we might be seeing some late quarter burst. And what did we get? How many points we get in the fourth quarter?
I just know Mike
30
Evans had,
points.
we
In the
got
30
two
points in the
and
fourth. Check the
two,
tape.
two buckets. They
Check
gave
the
him two
tapes, Nate.
buckets and
Check the tapes.
three teeters. That's all I know. They said, I'm back. They said, don't count us out. We
You,
still here.
then you must be a fool. Then they shouldn't. Then they should be favored. Then
Right.
if anybody believes them, they should be favored at home. And,
Cleveland. Go ahead. What?
no, that's
You
fine.
got something else to say
No,
about
I mean
them?
we really ain't talking about this game, but I don't have no play, so we're all
Yeah,
good.
well, I don't got no play either. Ain't nobody playing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we got Cleveland Browns traveling to Pittsburgh. Good old AFC. What's that? North? No, West. No, East. I'm sorry, East. AFC East battle. We've seen these two teams scrap it out. Shout out to Mike Tomlin, man. What a fucking goat he is.
How about that? Good job for him.
What a fucking goat he is. Um, Pittsburgh's still alive. I think the line is telling us that line is -2.5. Total is 40. They sent Javon Clowney home, which I don't know if that means anything at all. Pittsburgh still needs some help, even if they win, but they still have a chance. They're still alive, so they're still fighting for something here. Um, yeah, I mean, it would be Pittsburgh or no bet because they're the team that has to fight for something. Line is somewhat telling me that Cleveland is probably keep this close. I wouldn't be mad if people took Cleveland and Cleveland plays the spoiler role just to finish off the season with a win with their quarterback still trying to figure out what that offense is because we have that offense ain't been shit. I'll tell you that the offense has been dookie since he's been back. It was It was better with the other brother.
Hmm.
Um, I forget his name. Off the top of my head. But yeah, I got no bet here, man. It would if any, I lean Pittsburgh because they got something to play for, but no bet here for me.
I mean, I'm gonna go with the value here.
Brissett, that's who it is. Jacoby Brissett.
Jacoby. What about Jacoby Brissett?
Now I was trying to think of the person who played before
Oh
Watson. I
yeah,
couldn't think of the
Jacoby.
quarterback. Yeah,
Yeah,
Jacoby. Yeah,
I'm gonna go with the value here. I'm gonna take Cleveland for the
the
upset
Browns.
here. Yeah,
There you go.
take Cleveland on the money line.
Hmm.
Um, I just think they two teams that just
It
don't
makes
like each other
sense.
regardless. Last week of the season is a rivalry game. Cleveland don't like the
Yep.
Steelers. Steelers don't like Cleveland, and this is motivation for them to go and play upset or spoiler for Pittsburgh's hopes
Upset
at the end of
alert.
the day. You know what I mean? Like so, I like the line moved. I think a lot of sharps are on Cleveland. I'm
Cleveland.
gonna follow the sharp money.
Mm.
The public is all over Pittsburgh here. I'm
Yeah,
gonna
they
follow the
are.
sharp money. I'm gonna go to Cleveland and probably take Cleveland money line because it's just right there. It should be what plus 140, maybe plus
Cleveland.
150. This is for you, right?
Yeah, this is for you. How
Yeah.
about that guy on his 30th birthday dropping a 47 triple double, 47-point triple double.
Yeah.
Woo.
Nick Chubb. I think Nick Chubb can break a record, I believe. So he'll
Oh
definitely
yeah,
be up there. I want to say is um
no, they
Jim
don't got
Brown's record. I
no,
think it's Jim Brown's record.
they don't got no player props though.
Yeah.
Oh,
He's
here you go, here you go, here you
52
go.
yards behind Jim Brown. as the
This is
only
low.
player in franchise history with 1,500 plus rushing yards in a single season.
This is
So
low. So I like this play. He gets the rock. He breaks it.
yeah,
No way he doesn't
Deshaun
break this.
Watson still got everything to play for. He barely played in the season, so it's a lot of motivation for
Yeah,
Cleveland not to not show up.
and like I said it in the beginning when we were breaking down this game, to me, like they're still trying to figure out. They want to finish the season on a good note, get a
Mhm.
win, and take and I never understood that momentum. They stay to the next season, but if they can finish off on a good note, I do think it helps somewhat for them to come back for the next season and come back looking to pick up where they left off. Oh, I mean, but
Sure.
for me, only bet here is Chubb and his rushing yards. I think that's low.
Give me
But
Cleveland money line, baby. The
Cleveland,
Brownies. What the fuck
I
is the
like it.
Browns? Like, what is a Brown? What is that? What is the Browns?
I don't know, but that's why they've been trashed forever because they got a dumbass name.
Is that like a shit turd? Like, what is the Brown? Is that what it was? But anyway, yeah. Give me those shit turds
Give you
on
the
the money
shit
line.
turds.
Shit
Yeah,
turds on the money line.
shit turds on the money line. Are we taking the Texans here? Can we take the Texans here?
Man, if you don't get out this game, nobody worry about that.
And we get some David
No.
Mills
Mm-mm. I'm
because I
good.
mean Foles ain't playing.
I'm good.
You good?
I'm good.
All right. Because everybody done gave up on this game. I'm just saying they done lost like 10 in a row. They got to win one motherfucking
I'm
game.
good. Ain't gonna be on my
Okay.
dollar.
I hear that. I hear
Hoping,
that.
wishing, a prayer that they one of them teams show up. No.
Hmm.
Next.
All right. We'll keep it moving. We'll skip the Carolina New Orleans game. Ain't nothing on that.
Hmm.
I'm rooting for rooting for Carolina because we get that first round pick from the Saints. So rooting for Carolina. And what's his face is fighting playing for a head coaching job.
And they
Who's the
should.
old
Got
the
got
old D
fucking
coordinator?
shamed.
What's his name?
Wilkes.
Wilkes, yeah, that's
He
right.
got fucking shamed in Arizona
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he
for
did.
the shiny ornament that
Mm,
has done nothing for Arizona.
mm,
Yeah, is right. That's what they did
mm.
to that man. He had that team running and going in the right way.
Yeah, he did. You know what was another team that they had running? Brian Flores.
Oh,
Where he
for
went,
sure.
he was 8-8. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Last year, I don't know if I forget if he made the playoffs, but
For Tampa.
uh,
I mean, for Miami,
for
right?
Miami, yeah,
And then I heard
yeah,
words that something like they might be thinking
they
about
might
letting
be
go of
firing old
McDaniels.
boy.
Like,
Yeah,
what?
right. It's because he
And
got
you
that
know who
two.
else? Who else? Who was the well, no, I'm not gonna get into that.
I was about to say he got that 2% multicultural in him, so he got to get rid of his ass.
He part of that get rid of crew.
He part of that get rid of crew. You know what I
Quick,
mean?
quick, quick, huh?
Yeah. Well, they were quick to say he was a minority hire.
That is true.
Real quick to say that. I was like, what are we
You know
talking
what, man?
about?
I tell you, listen, I was never a believer in the Miami Dolphins.
Hmm.
Somebody on this
They're still
podcast
alive.
was, but I wasn't. But at the end of the day, I listened to the coach, right? Daniels, what's his name? Mike Daniels. Is it
Uh,
Mike?
I think it might be Mike Daniels. I'll find out.
When he talks to the media, he's kind of like really, really awkward. So I wonder how he presents himself in the meeting rooms because I can't understand what this dude be talking about sometimes.
What I've heard him talk like when they do like mic up and stuff. He does sound very intelligent
Right?
when he
Yeah,
speaks.
I think he's probably
Yeah,
really, really smart. But when he talks, it's almost like it's broken up. Like it's just a weird. I don't know. Maybe it's just me when I listen to him.
yeah. No,
But
and when
anyway,
he,
I like to
eh,
hear how he is in the locker room.
but he sounds like what he looks like. You know what I mean?
Like
He
quirky a little bit.
like quirky, dorky. You know what I mean? His jokes are corny, but he's
Yeah.
just. I mean, I heard he's a sneakerhead, so maybe that's where that 2% come from. You know what I
Oh man, here you go.
mean? But when he talks to his players, and when I heard him talk to Tua, it didn't seem like the relationship was like coach player, but more like more friendship type
Mhm.
on their relationship. So maybe not everybody is the leader of men. That's what a head coach is, right? Some of these head coaches take on these jobs of D coordinators, offensive coordinators, but they are the leader of men at the end of the day, and that's what their job is too, is to lead these men in the battle and get a win for their respective organizations and their bosses. So maybe he just hasn't found that footing. I mean, we said the same thing kind of about Nick Sirianni when he first got here, right? It's like,
Yeah.
yo, who is this? Who is this guy? So I mean, maybe if he plants a seed, let the roots, water it and grow. Maybe he get there, but he got a hell of a team to do it with. But I
Yeah.
mean, who knows? Tua might not play anymore, so
Yeah.
it's a real interesting dynamic over there going over there in Miami. So, and you're right, his name is Mike McDaniel. All right, next game, New England and Buffalo. New England needs this in a bad way. Um,
So does
the
Buffalo.
most emotional game we'll probably ever see in the Buffalo Bills. So at home, after everything that's happened, um, going to be really interesting how players respond. You would think that players are going to respond, positively. Obviously, we've already heard Damar has reached out to the team. He's FaceTiming them, talking to them. He talked to them all as a team, talked to individual guys. So that obviously you see your brother's face, you see him smiling, or you don't see any tubes in his mouth. You see him moving. That's so uplifting to see, to hear, and you feel amazing and great probably going into this game. So really hard to bet against Buffalo here, even though New England needs this in a bad way to stay alive. They right now have the seventh seed. So yeah, I think Buffalo rolls here in an emotional win.
Yeah, I'll follow you there. I think this is going to be a really emotional game for this team. Obviously, everything is the whole league is doing something for in the name of Hamlin. I think every field will have number 3 on it in
Mm,
representation of what has happened to Damar. And like you said, I think a team going into the week can't get any better news than him kind of getting better and progressing in his health, and hopefully he can make a full recovery and eventually maybe, God willing, that he might be able to get back on the field again to spread his talent. But in the meantime, I think the Buffalo Bills will be going into Sunday super energized, ready to go. Um, and I think the Patriots are going to run into a buzzsaw here. This will be one of my second legs of the tees that I'm going to have and
yeah,
get them
this
on
is
the
gonna
plus side.
yeah, this is gonna close up my teaser here as well. Um, it'll be the third leg of my 10-point teaser, getting them to +3. Get this probably should probably get this sooner than later. Wouldn't surprise me if this might tick up to 7.5. But I think this is a good defense, right? Just like
Mm.
most New England defenses is a good defense. So um, wouldn't mind a little. I think first quarter makes a lot of sense for me for Buffalo coming out with all that energy, all that emotion. First quarter, because if I'm Belichick, and obviously he's the goat, but you got to say we have to weather the storm, right? You're gonna have to weather the storm. The crowd is going to be insane. There's going to be so much emotion going on. They're going to put a highlight of Hamlin up. Some of the guys are going to get emotional in the field, but once that ball kicks, my thought is that my emotion now is focused on this game. I'm doing this for my guy. I'm doing it for him, and I think first quarter makes a lot of sense to me. Where Buffalo, like especially if Buffalo gets the ball first, the live bet this corner touchdown.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? So um, risky, obviously, risky on that front because people could still be shaking. Well, I mean, not people will. People are going to be still shaken up after it because you're going out there, you're going into a locker room when your brother's not there. But the fact that you saw him responding and talking and stuff, yeah, it's Buffalo all the way for me here as well. So they'll round up my third leg of my
And
teaser.
and that was the main thing. If I just add one last point to why the game needed to be canceled, it wasn't the fact. Obviously, it was a crazy scenario what happened to him having and going into cardiac arrest live on television, live in front of his teammates and friends. But it was the response after that that nobody knew if he was okay or not.
Hmm.
And I think the game would have went on if he would have, responded, if he could have responded to that, which obviously you can't. But if he was to respond, that thumbs up, that he's okay, I think then the game will continue to go on. Players would know that hey, this is football, blah blah blah, and they'll move forward. But with him and not knowing where your brother is and seeing that happen on live television and having to do CPR and pretty much resuscitate somebody from not breathing, and then not having a response when you pull them to an ambulance and you just drive off. That was just too much for any player, any person at that moment to ask them to go, hey, I'm gonna give you this play. Let's make sure we execute. Like, there's no way.
Yeah,
So I think now with the good news, they'll be ready to go. They'll be ready to focus. And once again, they're well rested. You know what I mean? They got smacked quick in that first quarter against Cincinnati, came right down and scored 7. So that was what I mean, there's a lot rolling into this. They know that, hey, we're going to make a statement. It's going to be loud in Buffalo. Let's do this for DeMar and let's
for
get to these
sure.
fucking playoffs.
For sure. Yep. Buffalo cannot get to the first seed if obviously KC wins. So
No.
emotional win here.
I mean, but imagine KC loses and then it's like,
Yeah, yeah, I know. Right. Yeah. Like I said, if KC loses, that's the
pound the Bills.
yeah, yeah, for sure. All right. The Rams traveling to Seattle. Bobby Wagner's return to the 12. Seattle is favorite -6. Total is 41.5. I'm gonna tell you what here, man. I don't know, man. I kind of like the Rams in this spot here. I really do. I think Bobby's going to show out and play his game of his life. Seattle's been kind of reeling and hasn't been playing well. Um, and I think these guys, I think this Rams team rallies around Wagner on the defensive side, and they're going to go up there and and I think they're going to play. And they're going to play hard, and I think they're going to play hard. Baker is doing okay, right? They got crushed by the Chargers, so that was a wake up call. But those 3 games he's played somewhat decent. Had a great game against Denver against a decent defense. Obviously, they put up 51 points, came out, lost to the Packers, and I think obviously he came out with his first game and beat Vegas. So up and down kind of for Baker as most of his career has been. Seattle needs to win to get in the playoffs. So, obviously we need to look at that. Geno Smith has a lot riding on this, including, comeback player of the year. But Geno hasn't been the same Geno last couple games. Only throwing for 1 touch. He's only thrown for 4 touchdowns in the last 3 games. Before he was throwing for 2 multiple touchdown games before earlier in the year. And he's kind of come back down to earth, taking sacks. Um, so I would lean the Rams here. And if I had another teaser I could put together, I would be teasing up the Rams here as well to +16. Um, I think they keep this game close.
Nah, I don't, nah. I mean,
Nah.
this is your textbook. I'm trying to get the fuck out of here and get to Hawaii. I'm trying to get out of
Mm.
here and already booked my vacation already. Like, this is your textbook. I don't give a fuck game from the Los Angeles Rams. It really is. They probably pissed off. They got to go to Seattle, right? Like, damn. You know what I'm saying? You're coming off one of the worst defending Super Bowl champion season of all time.
Hmm.
I think they just want to get it over with.
Mm.
That's my opinion. This will be what, a 1 o'clock West Coast start game for them, bro. By 5:15, cats might be going straight from Seattle to their vacation spot. Seattle has everything to play for here,
They do.
everything.
Yeah.
So they can't lose. Now, the only caveat is that there's a lot of people on the injury report missing practice this week. Some key names
What for
that
Seattle?
for Seattle. So that's a little tricky. But as far as motivation, being at the 12th man, the place is going to be rocking. If they handle their business, they still got to hope for some things to happen in Green Bay. But number one, they got to handle their business. And I just feel like they're playing a good opponent to do that, because I just don't. I just feel like the LA Rams are ready to go home. Let's end this. This shit is. Let's end it. I want to be over with. So give me Seattle here. I'll put them in a teaser to just get them into a win. Probably one of my big, usually big 16 teaser, which plays plus money. Because I think that I'd like them to win, and maybe in some parlays on the money line.
Okay. Okay. I gotta get next year, man. I'm gonna get some graphics and stuff when we go head to head or something like that. Um, and get some other stuff that I got thinking.
Well,
All right.
you said the Rams to cover, right?
Yeah, I think the Rams cover here. I would love them in teaser here, but I do think the Rams cover
Okay.
here. I like the Rams plus the 6. I think the Bobby Wagner effect is real. I don't think that's just talk. I
I
think
don't
that's
think so.
I think that's for real. I think he's a good enough leader to get those guys inspired to play. Now they start getting their ass kicked and they getting crushed, and yeah, it's time to go home. Right?
Inspired at
What can he say? What can he
Nate,
say? It's time to go home.
Inspired inspired what? They only won 3 games, 2 games. How many games they win?
Okay, but he's still going back to Seattle. It ain't
Huh?
like he don't want to
They-
kick them in the ass.
Listen, they gonna give him a standing ovation. It ain't no revenge. You know what I'm saying? It ain't
And
nothing
Baker
negative.
playing for a job. Not the Rams job, but he playing for a job.
Yeah, well,
You know what I'm saying? Like I said, you got some players on there who, going to have some pride. That's all. I'm not saying everybody,
right.
but I'm saying there's some key players. I think Wagner is going to be one of those players. Your starting middle linebacker and your quarterback are two of those players. Now these guys are leaders.
Listen, the worst thing
That's
a
all I'm
player wants to
saying.
do
That's all I'm
is
saying.
get hurt last game of the season. I'm telling you that, and they ain't got nothing to play for. I'm
Okay.
telling you, these dudes don't want to be in Seattle,
I hear
and
you.
they gonna be like, listen, hey coach, let's run this rock, please, so we can get the fuck up out of here.
I hear you.
Believe it.
I
If you want to
believe
look
it.
at anything, look at probably Baker Mayfield's passing attempts and go under.
Mm, okay. All right, we'll see. We'll see. All right, biggest spread of the week: San Francisco favorite minus 14.5 against the Cardinals. Total is 39.5. San Fran is playing for something, especially if the Eagles lose. Hold on, where is that game? We didn't even get to that game. That game, like, where is the? Okay, all right, it's
Same
at the
time.
same time. Okay,
Yeah,
that makes sense too.
it's like a
Okay,
bunch of four
yeah, I was
games.
about to say, damn, that John's down the list. Um, yeah, I mean, obviously, no bet here for me. Big spread, but no Kyle Murray. Even if Kyle Murray was in there, the spread would probably be like 8, -8, -7.5, more than likely. Yeah, no bet for me. It's a lot of points. I don't even know who's it. Colt McCoy over there? Is it back to Colt
It
now?
don't. It could be me out there. It don't matter.
David Blow. That's
Right.
who it is.
So that'll be my third leg of that 3-team teaser that I was talking to you about.
Yep,
We're gonna get them down to
four and a
-4. I think
half.
San Fran rolls at home. They'll play ball control here. Most
Mm-hmm.
likely they'll probably run the ball a lot, play action off that. Arizona, another team that's ready to go home. JJ Watt, you know, great player, Hall of Fame player, last game of his career here in NFL. You know what I mean? He got a newborn baby, be a father now for the rest of his life and do what he got to do. But these guys ready to go home. They don't want to get hurt. Same scenario.
Yeah. Now
Give me San Fran.
this scenario is even more. Like Connor's out, James Conner out. So
Yep. Yeah.
first quarter, this like to me, like I said, man, first quarter type bet here for me. First quarter, first half is what I'll be looking at this game. I like that first quarter bet. So, all right. It feels like a lot of games. I guess it's because of that. There's no Thursday game, but I just feel like it's a lot of shit, a lot of games. Dallas Cowboys, Washington Commanders. Dallas is favored by 7. Totals 40. Dallas obviously still has something to play for, so you can expect them to have their starters here going. And the second teaser, who was that other teaser? So I would take Buffalo and Dallas here in a teaser. Both of them just to win. 2-team teaser. Buffalo and Dallas just to win.
Buffalo
I
and
think
Dallas.
Buffalo and Dallas.
I'm going to take Seattle and Dallas.
Okay. Okay. I don't really got much about this Dallas game. I don't know if Pollard's playing. I know he's been hurt. A little banged up a little bit here, but um obviously they're gonna need to win this game. I don't is Wentz starting this game? Like
Mm,
is he
I
no the
don't
start
know.
no they're starting the UNC kid. How? That's even worse. Against this defense?
Here, get out there, kid. Go ahead. Let's
Yeah,
show us what you
right.
got.
Yeah, let's see what you can do. You got to be better than these other bums.
Terrible.
Terrible. Yeah, give me a two-team teaser. Give me Dallas. Give me Buffalo. They both should win the games here. Our next game, the Chargers in Denver. Denver's favorite -3. Total is 40. I think the Chargers are locked in the spot. I think they won that. No, they didn't win that division. They're in the Chiefs division, but I think they were locked into their spot where they are. No play here. Obviously, you can see Denver is favorite -3, so that tells me nobody's playing for the Chargers right now on this game. So I got no bet on this one.
I agree. No bet here.
All right, last game. It took us forever to get here. Maybe that's why I just felt so long because we usually get the Eagles game in early. Your Philadelphia Eagles against the New York Giants. Eagles are favorites -14. Total is 43. There was talks before, after the game, after the Giants won their last game and got into the playoffs. They asked Thibodeau, I think is how you pronounce it. Um, is he going to rest his starters? And he said, nah, we're going to play. We're not going to rest our starters. And then the next day, Bossman got his ass, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
And like, hey, we got to make some better decisions here. You don't make the decisions like that. You leave that to me. And obviously, this line tells you that they're more likely to rest their starters. Philly should obviously get a win here. They better get a fucking win here. -14. I'm not betting it. I would look at some props, see if anybody is close to some milestones. I know the defense needs 4 or 5 sacks to get the all-time record. The Bears had most sacks in a year. So most sacks in a season. So look at some of the guys who get some sacks there. Not Hargraves. What's his damn? I'm brain dead with these names. Who's our leading sack on the
Number
outs?
7?
Yeah, why am I so
Super 7?
Super
Come on,
Seven
baby. From Philly?
from Philly, from Temple?
Come on, man.
I
I'm
know,
not
right?
even telling you his name now.
I'm about to look. I'm about to look. I want to say Hargraves, but I can't. It's not fucking
No, Hargrave's on the
Hargraves.
team, but damn, that's
I'm not.
disrespectful, man.
I know
He,
it.
this man should be up for Defensive Player of the Year.
That's what I was, and I was the segue. That was the
I'll
segue. I'm mad
say
that
his
that's not.
name.
Yo, what the hell is his name, dog? Why am I going brain dead? That's
Hassan Reddick,
Chris
bro. Hassan
Reddick.
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 Come on,
Hassan.
man.
That's
Come on,
right.
man. You got all that green behind you. You know what I'm saying? Like this is
I don't know what it
disrespect.
is, bro.
Disrespect.
I've been dropping names out of my head all day. I don't know what it is, but yes, exactly. Hassan Reddick. Um, I would look at him to get maybe 2 sacks this game.
Dang.
Well, he need. Well, I mean, he's going to need them if he wants to lead the league in sacks. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, he probably hit his milestone already,
Oh, he gonna get
but
paid. He getting paid.
yeah. So, and we got a deal on him too, right? That deal, the way it's looking, we got a
It's
crazy
incentive.
deal.
I hope he got a lot of incentives in that contract.
Yeah,
'Cause he
right.
done.
So, I would be looking at stuff like that.
Excuse me.
I know Devontae Smith has been on fire lately.
Hmm.
I expect AJ Brown to get right back with it on this game as well. So obviously, I think the Eagles should roll here. But you never know with these NFC games. We don't know what Jalen's like, even though there's all these reports about how good the arm looks. And the motherfucker wasn't good enough to play against the Saints, right? So hopefully he's good to go. Yeah, I got no bet here though.
Yeah, I mean, this is a part of my teaser. I actually just put it in. It'll be 14 teaser. It gives you 13 points, almost like a super teaser. Philadelphia Eagles, San Francisco 49ers, Dallas Cowboys +6, and Buffalo Bills +6. That's
I
a
like that.
14 teaser there.
That's a hell
Um,
of a goddamn play.
put some money on that, cash
Yes,
out,
sir.
and have
Yes,
fun.
sir.
And
Yes, sir.
Say Diddy taught you.
Say Diddy did it. Take that. Take that. Take
Take that. Take that.
that. Take that. Take that. All right, and they flexed this game to the night game. Detroit Lions. Oh no, Diddy's Detroit Lions against the Green Bay Packers. Green Bay is favorite -5. Total is 49. Woo! Everything on the line here. Detroit does need some help though. If Detroit wins this game, and they'll know before they get here, which is interesting how they flexed it. Um, who is it? Is it the Seattle needs it? I think the Rams need to beat Seattle, and Detroit needs to win for Detroit to get into the playoffs. If Seattle wins, then Detroit ain't really playing for shit.
Yeah,
But
they need.
knowing their coach, he ain't he like if I'm going down, I'm taking your ass with me, ankles and knees and all. So
Right.
I think this is why that line is kind of high. Green Bay's kind of getting a little bit hot. I still don't like their offense because I don't think they have receivers. But these Detroit teams have been getting gassed on defense, just getting gassed on defense. So that's why the total's up. So for me, if I had to play for this one, it would be the total. There's going to be a lot of points scored here. I don't know what Green Bay is going to be at night at 8:20 at night on Sunday. You would expect it to be cold, around 30 or 40 degrees. Kind of perfect football weather actually. So I don't have a play on either team, but I would take the total and I would look at the over here.
Those
Where, where,
Lions.
where you at with them Detroit Lions, dog? He's
Those
talking.
Lions.
You've been talking
Rawr,
all that. Where you at with them
rawr.
Detroit Lions?
So let me make this statement here.
Uh huh.
The Detroit Lions
Okay. So you sounded soft.
changed.
You sounded soft and timid. Don't do that now.
No, I'm not going. I'm not.
Don't
Just
do
hear me
that
out.
now.
Hear me out. Hear me
Don't
out.
do that now.
The turnaround of their season
Oh God. Here we go. Here
came
we go.
against who? Those motherfucking Green Bay
I
Packers.
was gonna say I don't know. I don't follow these
When they
jokers.
beat the Packers 13, I believe 13-7, 15. Oh, sorry, 15-9. That was the turnaround of their season.
Mm,
They've been there. They've done that. Plus
okay.
4 points, I think, in this type of game is too much.
Mm,
You give me
go
four
ahead.
and a half going through
Go
that D
ahead.
line. Give me the motherfucking Detroit
Give him the Lions.
Lions
Give him the Lions.
to bite at them motherfucking kneecaps
Give
on
him the
prime
Lions.
time. Shit, did we had a Detroit Lions primetime game all year?
Who?
I don't
No,
think so.
it's
We
Detroit,
haven't.
dog. What are you
Wow.
talking about,
First game, that's why they flex
man?
them, put
If
them
you
boys
don't
out, they
stop
deserve
that
it.
weak ass,
That shit is
nasty ass
weak.
Real,
Rawr. But that's
they
that's
gonna
that's
get
rough. I like
yo.
Detroit here. Give me Detroit plus the 4.5. Let's get
You already,
freaky with it, Detroit. And let's get Aaron Rodgers up out of here.
you know how Rogers treat them Detroit Lions though. You know what
Well,
I mean, in
you only as good
Lambeau
you
too.
you only as good as your last game, and that was a L, Aaron.
I don't know. The last four they been on a row, so we'll see how this one goes. Oh man, I can't believe this one.
Dig, dig,
It's
dig,
gonna be
dig,
a
what's
real
dig,
fun
dig?
game though. It's gonna be a real fun game, especially
Seattle lose.
if Seattle loses. Yeah, that's why I like the Rams because they don't flex this game for nothing, right? They're not gonna flex this game and set the last game of the regular season for nothing. You know what I
I mean,
mean?
who
That
else would you put
Seattle
there?
game is fixed, dog.
Who else would you put there?
Who else would I put there in the flex in that
Mhm.
game?
Right,
Yeah, I don't know.
right. De- Detroit and Green Bay.
I don't. I
I
mean the
mean,
Jets and yeah,
it's
no,
a
and the Jets
rivalry
don't got
game.
enough stall power.
Yeah. This is a rivalry game at Green Bay. I think Detroit plays whether the Seattle wins or not. They're going to try to play up and spoiler.
He's,
That's what it is. To
he's,
go through the season, sweep Green Bay in your conference, you ain't never done that, and I don't know how long. Man, it's a lot to play for here.
he said he sound like Gilly. He said, "Right,
Right.
right."
Shout out to the $1 million worth of game podcast, man.
Yeah,
They're
doing
really
big things, man.
doing big things over
They're
there.
doing big fucking things over there,
I
man.
wonder, hey
For real.
Gilly, man, if you ever watch this show, did Dion hire you, man, to Colorado? I know you. Did he trade for you?
Oh,
Put you in
they
the transfer portal?
we what Dion say? We coming.
We coming.
We co-
million
we
dollars worth of
coming.
game and everybody getting that transfer portal.
Cause we coming. All right. That's week 18. What I want to do here, we usually do a whole separate show. But what I want to do is since it's only the kind of one game, we'll do a quick, nice little segment of the college national championship, man. College football national championship. Um, you got the Horned Frogs
And let it be known, we
against
had
the
a whole
Bulldogs.
we had a whole lot of rumbling before the playoffs was even made. And who was on the Horned Frogs that said they should be there?
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
That
But
was me.
that was you and Farm having that
That
conversation.
is true.
That was you and Farm having that conversation. Wasn't me.
But hey, we be having these conversations offline, and
Yeah,
your
yeah,
boy he be knowing what he talking about sometimes, just a
yeah.
little bit.
So we got the TCU Horned Frogs against the Georgia Bulldogs. Georgia is favored 12 and a half in a championship game. Total is 62 and a half. That line was even higher. It looks like it's coming down. Part of it has to be because of Mattress Mac putting, I think, almost $2 million on the
Three,
money line,
three.
$3 million on the money line for the Horned Frogs to win, which would give him a payout of $6 or $7 million. When the Horned Frogs started the year, 200 was it 200 or 2001? I think it was two and nine. It wasn't
Well,
2000. 200 to 1 to win the national championship, which is insane to even think about. Diddy, you've been on the Horned Frogs since day one. Once they started getting hot, and you saw how this team plays,
yeah.
is this like a or my like what is Vegas telling us here? Right? Is this a probability that Georgia, maybe like a 70, 75% Georgia probability that Georgia just stomps the Horned Frogs? Because Georgia really shouldn't even be here, honestly. Let's be honest. Right? Guy shanked the kick. Bad. Not even a donk, a double donk, or nothing. Like just shanked it. He got paid to do it, I think, but he shanked it. Right? That was a 30, 33, 35, 37 yard field goal. You got to make that field goal. You play for the Ohio State Buckeyes. Like, let's get like, come on. You make those type of kicks. But Georgia's here. They're favored by almost two tutties, two touchdowns. Talk to me about this game, man.
Yeah, this is an interesting game, man. 12 and a half points is a lot of points for a game like this. Like I said, I've been talking about Texas Christian for a while now. This team is a complete team, and most importantly, they play as a full unit. Special teams, defense, offense, they all excel at all levels of the football game. And you seen like last week when they were playing Michigan, they do not give up. They play to the end, and you've seen that. They get turnovers. They score the ball defensively. Special teams, they can score the ball, get you in good position. Offense is explosive, running the football. At the same time, they got a quarterback that won, believe it or not, wasn't even their starting quarterback at the beginning of the year. And
Mm,
next thing you know, Max Dugans is at the Heisman Trophy award ceremony, placing
that's
I
how
guess in the top five. That's
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 how I go.
that's 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 really remarkable. And he can do a lot of things: pass the ball, run the ball. I think what I saw from Georgia last week that killed Georgia a lot throughout that game, another team that's dogs and fights to the end, is that CJ Stroud was able to run the football against them and kind of had Georgia in a lot of scrambling panic modes within that game.
Mm.
Texas Christian is able to do that. Now, with all that being said about Texas Christian, Georgia is a different beast.
Yeah,
All
for
right.
sure.
So this is a different type of defense. They done looked at that Ohio State tape. They're going to probably put a lot of different things in, looking at that and kind of reflecting on the TCU and see how they play football. It's probably very similar. But I think 12 and a half is a little too much. I think this will be a high scoring game. I have one good play that I'm going to put 2 to 3 units on, and
Mm.
it'll be a teaser. It'll be a
Oh,
three-team teaser. It'll be 10
okay.
points both ways. It'll be TCU plus 22 and a half. It'll be Georgia minus 2.5, and we're going to go over the total.
Oh, wow. Three way. Get it the hard way.
Yep.
Mm.
So it'll be over 52 and a half for the total. Georgia minus 2.5 and TCU over 22.5. That gets them through the lines of both
So you,
lines.
I mean, but you think Georgia wins this game though? That's
I
kind
think
of
Georgia wins the game.
what
I
I'm
do.
hearing.
I think Georgia got the test last week of like shit, bro. Hey, we gotta tighten this motherfucker up.
Yeah.
And I think TCU's gonna go on with the same game plan because it ain't broke, don't fix it. Nothing really gonna change with TCU. They're always been an underdog. They're always a Cinderella coming through. So there's not much they can change. But Georgia got a big. If Georgia didn't get a scare last week, then this will be the game I would say, hey, upset alert possibly, definitely cover. But since Georgia got tested last week, they now in the books. They now know like, hey, we got to work on this. We got to work on this week.
Hmm.
We almost lost. So I think they'll be prepared. I like him. We got to, with that play, you get them through that 3 number. So we got them at 2.5. And then with TCU, you get them over the 21 number, right? You get them to 22.5.
Right. Right.
So
Right.
that's why I really like that play, man.
Mm. I like it too. It's a good play. It's a it's a good play. For me, oh man, I s- I don't. It's been a while since I've seen somebody so lopsided in a big game like this. Like what I mean, this line is telling to me. But I would look at the over here. To me, this line says Georgia's going to blow them out. So this could be like a 45, 20 something game, 27 game type game. Maybe we get that late cover where TCU is still trying to throw the ball. Um, but I mean, this RPO, I'm not sure how this RPO is going to run against this Georgia Bulldogs defense. Do we have team totals here?
I don't think yet. Probably too early with team total.
Yeah, it's probably too early.
I can check it out though really quickly.
Where is this game?
No, it's in LA.
It's SoFi.
And
That's
how
probably what
about
it is.
this? LA, you cannot do a tailgate at the stadium. It's
Oh
kind of
wow.
weird, right? You got two of the biggest tailgating schools, especially
Yeah.
Georgia. Has a super huge tailgate. For
Hmm.
them not to be at the tailgate before this game, I don't know what's it about. Maybe they want to get more money into the community around them, or what? But they're not allowed to tailgate at the stadium.
Mm.
It's interesting. It's just interesting. I don't think it makes a difference in who's going to win the game, but
See,
it's
the thing for me, I think in Georgia, the thing about Georgia is that they can be passed. They can be passed on. With this secondary.
yeah, I think it's going
And
to be high scoring and close within 21 points.
yeah, so I'm gonna go over the 62 and a half. Um, once it comes around, when is this game? Is this Monday?
This is Monday,
What's that? The ninth?
the 8th,
No, it's the ninth. Eighth is Sunday.
the ninth. That's what I said.
No, you didn't say that. Because I think Georgia. I mean, TCU didn't put up 51, 28, 62. Like TCU can put up points.
Yeah.
And they just, like I said, I mean, hell of a game against Michigan, but I think they put up points against this Georgia team. Like you said, they'll go back and look at how Ohio State did, and we saw how CJ Stroud was able to finally use his legs out of nowhere. We talked about it the day of on the show about how he needs to use his leg because he can change the game, and I
Hmm.
think you see that. I think you see that from TCU, and the quarterback. Who's that? Max. What's his first name?
Who?
What's his first name? Max Duggan, right?
Nice dude. Yeah.
Yeah,
Hmm.
Duggan. Yeah. So, give me the over 62 and a half.
Yeah.
I'll stay away from that big spread. I don't like that big spread. I mean, so those are the plays of the weekend. Make sure you guys follow all Money Pot socials, whether it be Twitter, whether it be Facebook. We are growing at an unreal pace right now, and we want to keep that momentum going. Make sure on YouTube we put up PGA Tour type stuff. My guy here does tennis, maybe even a little sprinkle of some little NASCAR. We do all kinds of bets, and they're absolutely free. No gimmick, no kind of we give you one bet and you got to pay for other. Everywhere you follow us on social media is whatever your favorite social media platform is. That's where we're at, and that's where we're dropping bets each and every week because we want you to win money just like we win money. We want to show you that you can win money, and we want to show you our way of how we do it and how we go about getting in these games and just showing people how they can win money as a separate sidebar of a little bit of pocket money that you could, or you could make it your own kind of side hustle or even slightly possibly income, but obviously betting your own risk. We do this for obviously some entertainment purposes, but we be winning that money, buddy. You
Shame.
know what I mean? So for myself on the late night, had my glass of wine, about to go see what the wife is doing. This is Moss Money. That's B Diddy. This is Money Pot. We will see y'all next week. We're out of here.